Welcome to Fanalyze 5. I am your host, Mike Kados, and I am going to be bringing you tidbits in the world of sports betting and fantasy football. We're going to pick the most marquee games of the week, starting with this week, week 1 of the NFL season 2022-2023. I will be with you throughout the entire season, and I cannot wait to join you on your journey to having a successful sports betting season. This show is brought to you by the creators of Fanalyze. So without further ado, we're going to break down tomorrow night's game, the Buffalo Bills visiting the Los Angeles Rams. It is going to be a 2-point spread. Bills are going to be favored as the away team. I like the Bills to win this game and beat the defending champions. The Bills are going to go all the way to the Super Bowl this year. The New Orleans Saints are going into Atlanta. Atlanta is atrocious. I like the Saints to win this game, and I personally am putting in the Saints as a survivor pick to win this money line and getting the Saints off of my survivor board and getting that win out of the way. Another interesting game, we got Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to the Washington Commanders. Carson Wentz is leading the charge over there in the Commanders now, moving over from Indianapolis, joining forces with Ron Rivera. Carson Wentz's old coach, Doug Peterson, is now leading the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars did not have a good coach last year. Urban Meyer, with all the turmoil, all of the negative press all around him, and Trevor Lawrence could not have a normal rookie season. I think that all changes this year. Definitely a nice sophomore campaign is in store for Trevor Lawrence, as well as for Trevor Etienne, his second year, but last year cut short due to injury, of course. James Robinson is back and healthy, and they have Christian Kirk leading their core of wide receivers. They have plenty of weapons. Washington, plenty of weapons as well. Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson. I do feel as if the home field advantage weighs in Washington's favor. However, I do feel that there is going to be a lot of fantasy points to be had in this game. So definitely put some points in there. And if Trevor Lawrence is available on your waiver wire, I would suggest grabbing him. Kansas City, no more Tyreek Hill. They go to Arizona and face Kyler Murray without DeAndre Hopkins, because DeAndre Hopkins is suspended for the first 6 games of the season. Regardless of them losing both of their number 1 wideouts, it's going to be a high-scoring affair on the ground, in the air, to tremendous quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, obviously the more mobile one of the two. Arizona home field advantage. They do have Marquise Brown, so they do have a burner. So I do think that the home field advantage will prove to be advantageous for the Arizona Cardinals this week. It's also going to be the site of the next Super Bowl. So I think that the juju there is going to be good, and the juju on Kansas City's side is to be determined. Juju Smith-Schuster, part of the Kansas City Chiefs, but we have to see who's going to pick up that mantle. Who's going to pick up that torch when Tyreek Hill gone? Kelsey, yes, of course he's still there, but how many people are going to be guarding Kelsey, and how many people are going to give the other wide receivers an opportunity? So that needs to play itself out throughout the season, and we'll read it as it comes. Last but not least, Russell Wilson returns to Seattle as the visiting quarterback. Now the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson will demolish the Seattle Seahawks and all 12 men. And Geno Smith leading the Seahawks is just Geno Smith leading the Seahawks. So Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Javonte Williams, even Melvin Gordon is worth a sleeper flyer on a DFS. If you are playing with Monday night slates. Seattle, DK Metcalf is going to get his. Geno Smith and him seem to have a rapport. Rashad Penny as the running back, you could sneak him in. Tyler Lockett is not going to produce what he did with Russell Wilson, so please be careful with that. But it's going to be a great Monday Night Football game with Russell Wilson returning to Seattle, and to cap off an amazing Week 1 of the 2022-2023 NFL season. That wraps up Fanalyze 5 for Week 1 of the 2022-2023 NFL season. I want to thank you for joining us. Good luck with all your bets this week. We will see you next week for another episode of Fanalyze 5. Please download the Fanalyze app today. That's Fanalyze. Fanalyze. Get all your sports betting content right in one spot, and also have some promo codes for all of our partners and all the different sports books that are out there. Have a good night and good luck.